So glad to have each and every one of you here to take a part of this. This is Masterclass. It's a program that is a part of Morgan State University and WEAA 88.9 FM, the voice of the community. And as Dean Jones had mentioned, we try to cover music in all of its iterations. Music from people like Leontine Price all the way through to James Brown, and just about everybody in between. And the whole purpose is to make us all realize that out of all of the things that we experience these days, different politics, different religions, different inclinations towards different things, there's one thing that has always brought us together as one, and that's music. And what's so special about today is that the music of our guest this afternoon has brought us all together and seems to be bringing us all together throughout the world. And I think one of the reasons is that his music encompasses so much of our personal history as well as our national history, that to see him as a young man bring this music together is certainly a special occasion for us. So, for those who don't know already, our guest today is the one and only Cimafunk. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We're going to be talking today about his music. He's got a new CD. It's new to us, and certainly it's new because it's going all across the world. It's called Terapia. We're going to be talking about not only the music that's on it, but we're going to talk about what does that word mean and why is that applicable to all that we are experiencing. We're going to talk about your background and how that influenced that. We're going to talk about such people as Mungo Santa Maria, who also came from Cuba to the U.S. and spread music and brought people together, Tito Puente and so many others that I know you're familiar with.
Hey.
But before we get into that music and we talk about the great CD that you've been sharing with all of us here in the U.S. and all over the world, I have to ask you, what brought you to music in the first place? I mean, how did you get there? What is it? Is it something in the bones? Is it something that you...
Well, first I also thank you for all this. It's a big pleasure to be here. It's a big pleasure that finally we get to meet each other and we make possible. This is a dream for me, and I'm really happy for be here and all these people here for listening the music that we're making in Cuba. I started in the church when I was really small. I started to sing in the chorus of the church, and after I started to make reggaeton in the school. So it was like a process, but every time I was vinculated with the music. I was close to the music, making any kind of music style. And at one moment I discovered the funk, and I get like really fan of that. Yeah, I get like,
discovered the funk, huh?
Yeah, I get.
How did you discover the funk?
I
guess you discovered it in church.
No,
like many of us.
No, because in the church that I visited was a Christian church, and it's Bautista Libre. You don't got this music with drums. You don't have drum. You don't have percussion. It's only sing with piano, and all the chorus is really calm. You know. Even you don't clap like this, you clap like this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you don't need the...
No.
Okay.
So when I out there, when I start to see other kind of music, I remember I discovered one song of Funquillo. Is the Spanish funk band, really good. I have a lot of influences then, and I discovered in a film also. I think that was a Jackie Chan film.
Jackie Chan.
But in the credit was I Feel Good to James Brown in the last credit of the movie, and I get crazy with that. And I say, oh, maybe I can find this. And a couple years ago, I started to find this kind of music, and I started to follow this, and I made the mix. I feel like super identified with the funk music, and the pop, and the hip hop. After the funk, I started to follow all the other music style from here, from US.
Yeah. The funk started it all.
Yeah, the funk was...
Well, like so many of us, we get our start in music in church also. I guess that's the means of getting a chance to express yourselves, hone your skills as a performer, either it's a vocalist or an instrumentalist, and be able to communicate with your audience to get them to move. But when I listen to your music, it seems like you went through all of that and the James Brown and even some more. Because now what you're doing is continuing that tradition. And that tradition is something that is just not just making music for the sake of music. You move the soul. I mean, have you ever seen any pictures or movies of James Brown?
Yeah, of course, man.
There's the root of it.
I followed all the no, not only James Brown. I'm a big fan of James Brown, but also I'm a big fan of Ohio players. I'm a big fan of Sly and Family Stone, Funkadelic. I don't know what Maceo Parker, P. Willie, and Fred Wesley, they made this band, the three. Prince with the new power generation also. Sonny Boy. I'm a big fan of all the old days. So every time that I was watching that, the familiarity with the Cuban music is that in that moment also in Cuba was the same behavior of the show, because we get in Cuba Benny Moré, we have Bola Nieve, we have Rolando La Serie, we have Miguelito Cuní, we have we have Buenavista also, we have Afro Cuba. We have like many bands that they was playing in that moment. They was really famous in Cuba, in New York. But the main important things of this band was the live show. So in the live show, at the same that Funkadelic of James Brown, they get into the live show, and the live show was a madness. That was the big deal. In Cuba also was the same in that moment. You know, it's the live show what is matter. It's the live show where you have to create this tribal state that is the same with the Afro-Cuban music. It's that kind of feeling that you have 20 minutes with one groove and everybody get inside this crazy style. It's the same with the funk. It's the same with la rumba.
The spirit and moving together.
Yeah.
And I think that's important. Now tell me, in my opinion, I think that when you hear it live, you not only are hearing the music, but you're experiencing what the music does to you. It makes you feel vibrant and renewed. And a lot of times when you have a difficulty on the job, or you have some difficulties with your family, once you hear the music, you forget all of that.
Definitely.
Come together. And I think that's what your music has been doing. Now, as you perform this music, you're also giving us a history of the music in your performance. Just in your name alone, Cimafunk. Now, I know what funk means. We talked about funk quite a bit. What is the Cima? Does it have any important meaning?
Yeah, Cima came from the word cimarron. Cimarron, I think that here in the US you call it maroons.
Okay.
So there was a slave who escaped from the house with the master and started to live in Cuba in the hiding in the middle of the forest. So they create communities. In Cuba was couple communities of this ex-slave who live hiding in the forest, and they create their own system of culture there. And at the same time, you could see many regions of many example from Nigeria. You could see many tribes living together in the same village and hiding and back in freedom. So it was another kind of culture what they developed there. But I always identify with that culture. One for the culture of the Cimarron that he escaped and he started to make their own scene, and the other for the community, the new movement that was the Cimarron, the Palenque. The community was calling Palenque. The Palenque was a new stuff. You know, it was or the kind of behavior was people from many places. They came together, running for the Spanish colonization. And they just put together and they created.
Those cultures come together. And it's expressed in your music.
Yeah.
And so I can see now from that explanation just why it is so influential on all of us, because we're all enjoying it and enjoying the way it motivates us and makes us feel. Now, when I think about all of that, and I think about the little bit of history that you shared with us here so far on Masterclass, I can't help but ask you, I understood, like some of us, that wasn't your original intent to play music. You actually were in mid school. Is that correct?
Yeah, I started to make the school.
How did you make that transition? Was it a calling, like a religious calling, or what was it all about?
No, yeah, it was something like that. I started in the medicine school, and when I finished the second year go to the third year, I arrived to La Capital, to La Habana for the first time. And I get inside a show of Ray Fernandez that I highly personally recommend to everyone to go to Cuba. Ray Fernandez, the guy is like one of the best showmen that is still performing in Cuba. And when I saw this in the play, I saw the crowd, I saw the energy. I said, okay, I want to do this I want to do this. And I back to Pinaduria. I talked with my partner. I said, okay, I don't want to study more medicine. I just want to go to the capital to write my music. They say, okay, do whatever you want. And it was nice. At the end, it works.
Well, it definitely does work. In fact, it's therapeutic, and that is a medical term.
Yeah,
so I guess that brings us to your CD. The name of the CD is Therapia.
Mm-hmm.
Does that have anything to do with this therapy that you're talking about?
Awesome, 100%.
Is that why you chose that name?
Yeah, I think so, because we was looking for a name, and I didn't know what kind of name But at the end, every time when you look back and you look at your things, you find all the answers. So I found the name of the album, that is Therapy. That is a therapy for myself also. And they have many songs that all the time are close to the medical concept. Like example, the fourth song of the album is Patient, and it's something like that, but it's joking with the sensuality and with the food and with the diet and with what you need or that kind of stuff. Yeah, the medicine is in the whole album, even in the words. You can.
It's in the whole
see.
album, in the words and the lyrics and everything.
Yeah.
Now these tunes that are on the CD, and I've been enjoying each and every one of them. We're going to be sharing with the masterclass audience. But these are what stages of therapy, things that help people as they listen to it.
Yeah, you say the music.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. The music is the music is good for the soul, for the body, for everything.
Yeah, that's right.
That's medicine. That's medicine.
So as a musician, do you pay close attention to what you eat in order to make the music good, and what you know, the exercise and all the rest of it?
Yeah, I try to be careful with what I eat sometimes, and exercise. I am in the show, and now I'm playing every day, so
That's enough.
that's enough. Yeah, because you left there all the liquid all the day.
And you have a pretty big band that travels everywhere
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
I was looking at it in the video that we were sharing when Dean Wickham and everyone went to Cuba and actually experienced you. And when they came back, they were talking about, you gotta hear him, you gotta hear Cimafunk. Oh my goodness, he's the James Brown of the future. And I looked at it and I had to agree.
Yeah.
And all of that comes together in your music. Now, when you tour here in the United States, do you get that same reaction? I saw the reaction in the crowd. Do you get that reaction from the audience here in America?
Yeah, I've been a surprise. I've been a surprise because it's the first time that we arrive here. But every town that we go, the people go to the places. So many places have been sold out, and it's not like we made like a huge campaign, or we should start now. We have 1 year with the band playing with the former band, and I've been a super surprise here in the U.S. Every time that we go, there's people around. It's people for support. It's people for many people write us like, okay, what can we do with the press, with anything that you people who believe in the music. So that's the main important, and that's happening here in the U.S. So it's amazing. It's been like a crazy experience. We are like living this like 100%.
That's nice. That's nice. And you have a pretty big band. I was going to that. I was speaking about it, and you know, it almost is like a tribe.
Yeah.
So I get the impression that you're communicating on so many different levels. The music speaks to our history, both in Cuban, African, and American influences, and then you have a tribe of musicians that travel with you. Is it like a family? Do you change them up every
definitely.
week? Or have you been together a long time like that?
Well, not so long time. I have been together with Dr. Saba, that is the drummer and the musical director of the band. We have been working for 7 years maybe.
7 years.
Yeah, we have been working together for a long time. And the other musician, we was like trying to put, when I started to make the band, because I was in previous project, when I started to make the band, I called him and say, okay, we have to find a couple of people. So we look not for the best musicians, you know, for the people who have the I don't know, the fire or so, you know, the happiness in the soul, some kind of stuff. And at the end, we put the people together, and it's amazing. We are together full time. We're having great time in the two. Everybody's a character, and this is nice.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. I guess that really increases the way we feel the music, because you all are experiencing everything day to day together.
Yeah,
And it helps to.
that's important. That's very important.
It's important. Now, as we talk about the music and we talk about things that make the music a common experience and bring you all together, I got to talk about some more of your influences. Now, early on, we talked about James Brown. I guess all of us can say that James Brown has influenced us in many ways. And I love the way you carry that tradition of the performing craftsmanship of a James Brown.
Oh, I tried. No.
No, you do.
It's hard. James Brown. When it's the similarity with James, it's like because James Brown was like a really high. You know, it's like there's someone who born for this. You know, like Benny Moré, other musician from Cuba. This guy, like, it's all the levels.
Well,
So,
according to the rave reviews, you seem to get the same kind of review from people who see your performance. But what about people like Michael Jackson, or I heard something about Lionel Richie. Can you tell me, was there any kind of influence?
Yeah, of course. That was one of the first things that I heard of U.S. music. I seen closely. My uncle bring me he put me a cassette of Lionel Richie in the car, and I started to hear this song after he bring me out of Michael Jackson and couple more singers from the U.S. Michael Jackson was the album Invisible.
Invincible.
That was the first, and that's my favorite album.
Any particular song on that album?
You give me butterfly inside.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it's Butterfly. I seen this name.
Okay.
Butterflies.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good one. We all love Michael Jackson. You got to ask. I talked about your CD, Therapia, and how the music on it is influenced. And we're going to share a tune from that CD on Masterclass when we talk about it. But when you performing live, is there any particular tune? Do you write all these tunes? Is there any particular favorite one that you think moves the audience more than others? Yeah,
it's a song that depends because it's audience that they move more with other kind of song of other one, but at the end, all the songs are special. Everyone all of them have that. But yes, it's example, My Boy, that is the first song of the album. The people move because it's a groove. It's a super Afro-Cuban and I have the guitar from it. It's kind of rhythm. If you get this song,
do that again.
1 hour.
Just we bring the rhythm together. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's also like. Then you have the funky guitar, and then if you play that 1 hour after you start the show, the people are gonna be definitely.
That's one of the things they tell us all the time when you really want to study music. If you can't say it, you can't play it.
Yeah.
And you just said it so fluently as a rhythmic. I guess you did it vocally. The vocalism of the rhythm. That's great.
Yeah, normally we try to do the music like this with try to say with the voice first, and after we put in the instrument.
Yeah. Well, there's many sides of the music, and we know we all love what we hear. We love watching you perform. But what about the business side of the music? Do you get involved in that? Do you delegate that to someone else? What would you recommend to those of us who are listening about the business side of music and it's the good side and the bad side? How do you experience that?
Well, this is super new for me. It's super new, but it's all in books. You can find in Google. You ask them how this works, and you try to find the behavior of the industry. I don't know all I don't know even nothing, but I know that every time that I have some doubt, I try to find it. I think that you have to take care of your things. You have to try to keep being the owner of your work, and always try to have the possibility to be free or keep creating music. Because it's no contract can limit your creation. You have to try to have clear. I think so. But no, it's big. It's a lot of information there. And you have to be like aware, like looking and trying to learn, because it's out of the universe. You should know more than me. I came from Cuba. This is the new experience for me, definitely. Yeah, it's new. All the behavior of the industry for me is super new, and trying to understand how it works.
It seems to be working well for you, and as we experience you here in the United States, there's going to be, just like there are with every artist that seems to be breaking out on the scene and gaining a whole lot of popularity like you are, what would you share to the young person in church listening to music now, or listening to some of the artists such as yourself? What would you say to them to encourage them to get into the business or to start performing? What do you think is good advice?
I think that the best, for me, what I always thinking was trying to talk about you, anything that you do. Even you don't worry about a business. Don't worry about the chorus. Don't worry about the places. Don't worry. When you go and transmit your art, even music or whatever, talk about you, because it's the only truth that you have. And when you talk about you, you are talking about something unique, because you have your own stuff. Nobody have that. So try to every day talk more and more about you, and every day you're gonna feel better with that, and you're gonna keep doing.
So you be more comfortable talking about yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
And you are the expert of yourself. You have your own God-given gift.
No. We are in the transit to everybody trying to find themselves. Everybody trying to find themselves.
That's true. And as you do that, do you get anyone that's saying, "Hey, let me join your band. I want to play with you. I'm so impressed with it." Does that happen?
Yeah, of course. I haven't now, but now we have all the people that. I think that maybe we can put like a couple more musicians, but for the moment, we are a tribe.
So all of them are part of the tribe, and they can all talk about the music just as well as I guess any of us can.
Yeah.
And we're very happy to have you here at Morgan for a number of reasons, because there are a lot of musicians here. There are a lot of them here in Baltimore, and I understand you just came from Philadelphia, which happens to be my hometown.
Yeah,
and I heard even before you got on the campus here that it was an outstanding performance. Do you find that there's a difference in the different cities that you perform?
Yeah, of course.
Really?
Yeah, at the beginning, but after everybody,
you bring them all
everybody dancing, everybody
go.
Forget that. No, but yeah, sometimes because I think that is, I don't know, but I think that is different in every place. Is different kind of culture. Some people is more calm, so other people is more okay. But always we feel like the same energy, the people.
If you had a choice, now that you've had people who influenced you like Lionel Richie, Michael Jackson, James Brown, you named a few, and I know there are more. If you have a choice now that you are being appreciated all over the world, as I understand it, and a lot of artists collaborate with other artists to kind of to enhance their recognition, and also there's people that they would just like to be with. Is there any particular performance in today's music that you would like to?
Yeah, I would love to make some music with Marcel Parker, with George Clinton also.
Oh, really, George Clinton?
I would love that. Even with Larry Graham also.
So the funk just rides.
Yeah, these people know, man. This guy knows.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Maceo Parker, it seems to come up a lot when we start talking about those kind of collaborations. And he's still around, so you probably have a chance. He's a very excellent performer. And of course you are, your reputation of dancing, which is a part of our African roots. There's always been dance. There's dance in the church. I know you mentioned that they didn't clap hands in your church. Did they dance?
No.
They didn't dance?
No, they didn't. No, it was a calm religion.
Very calm and relaxed.
Christian, but other kind of.
Okay. But the dance is a part of our universal tradition. And I think of such artists that came to us, like from Nigeria, Olatunji, and some drummers like that. But you seem to have mastered it. So even though that wasn't in your beginnings, what is it that
No. I don't know. I just try to move. No. But for real, example, the salsa is the Cuban dance. I don't dance well. So what I do is I try just to move. I don't know. I know. I cannot explain, but I cannot explain because I never take some class or something. I just try to move the groove. If you have the first time, you try to move the body on time. And try to do more, but on time. You have to be on time.
You have to be on time.
Yeah.
Well, Michael Jackson himself, being an exquisite dancer, also said that he didn't read music and he didn't go to school.
Yeah.
And still, he represents the model that people have emulated as a result of his performance. And I think the same thing happens with you. As you go, what is your goal as you continue to grow and be recognized? Where would you like to be? Let's say if we interviewed you and you allowed us to on the campus of Morgan State University 10 years from now, where would you be and what would you be doing?
Well, I don't know. I wanna keep doing this, and I wanna try to more people know about the music, and I wanna keep traveling the world, and I wanna keep sharing the music. And in 10 years, I hope keeping doing the same. And after the same, which is the best part of my day of my life is when I came into the stage or when I perform a song. So I want to keep doing that all the time. No matter what, no matter how, what condition, but I gonna keep doing this. That's
See, now I asked the question because it's always so interesting. When you ask artists who are really making a big splash, you can tell the person who's really into the music, because some artists will say, well, I want to be a star and I want to make plenty of money. You said you just want to share your music more and more. And I think that's part of the importance of the music and the musician when the music is first.
Yeah, no, this is what it is. If you can be a star, it's better. But if not, you have to try to be happy, man. And it's what makes you happy, the music. For me, it's what it is.
Now, I met some of your band members when we were having lunch. What you mentioned you look for not just how well they can play, but what they feel and all that. Why did you pick the band members that you had?
I think that is his energy. Example, Miguelo, that he is the real dancer. He is a real dancer.
He's the real.
Yeah, he's the dancer. He's the dancer.
Is he going to demonstrate some of that? Right?
Yeah. He's a real dancer. Dice que tiene que encontrarlo ahorita ahí. Yeah, he's the real. He's the guy. He's the man.
Okay.
And example, he and I was working before in other band, but we was working with other stuff. He was more for the equipment stuff. All the equipment he controlled, everything is the best in the stage equipment in all the whole Havana. So, but after that he started to sing, because in every concert that I made with that band, every time that I was singing or something, someone showed me the videos and Miguel was dancing in the piece of I'm singing. So we when I put the band, I said, man, I think that you can make chorus and you can make like minor percussion and stuff. I say, okay, let me try it. It's like 100% super good. Iván also, his brother recorded with me, so I meet him, and he had like a perfect group with the funk in the bass and Diego in the guitar. All the musicians they have something more that the music behave that is what keep us together. That's the main important.
Main important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is, and I think we feel it. If you feel it, the audience feels it. And I think another thing is that the audience has a lot to do with how your live performance goes. We're going to get to hear some of that in the jam session when you perform. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see some dancing and all the rest of that. What are we going to hear when you experience this? And I know you're going to share some of your music. Are you going to play some tunes from the album?
Yeah, maybe other stuff new. It's a jam. Let's jam in. Let's jam in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, are you going to allow some other aspiring musicians to play with you?
Yeah, definitely. If any musician in here that want to come out and play, they're 100% welcome.
Do we have any aspiring musicians here with us right now? See, they're not going to admit it because we're going to let them come into the jam session. So we won't let you expose
anybody
yourself.
that want came up is welcome, definitely.
One of the things that I have found, and I hope you will explain this too, when you have a jam session and you have an opportunity for other musicians to work with you and experience it, it doesn't make any difference what level they are when they do it.
No, definitely not.
You just having that opportunity helps you to grow. What do you think about that when you invite people that you haven't heard before?
No. It's just I don't. The level, it doesn't matter, because the school is something, but the music is more than a school. It's more than all the academic stuff. So anybody can have the music concert in the head. So I always try to invite him in a piece that I think that could be good for him and he could feel it. And sometimes I ask him, or I ask her, what is the place that you would like. But definitely it's amazing because you share and he put you all the sound. It's not that I am giving to him, he is giving to me because he's playing in my song, so he's giving me his version of our group, you know. So it's good because we receive.
Yeah, we give and take, share that music and share the experience together, and everybody grows as a result of it.
That's tough.
Well, that's been a real honor to have you here on Masterclass with Shahid. We hope this will be maybe part one of some more opportunities to get together, to talk about the music, to share how wonderful it is to experience it together, and the importance of the live music. You mentioned that early on. I want to, before we conclude, express to our listening audience and the audience that we have here, in your words, what is so important about hearing it live? I know we want everybody to get your CD, and I have it already, and I hope that every others do. we're going to be playing it. But what's the importance of the live experience?
Well, at the CD I make in the house, in my house is two speaker and really normal conditions, and it's a process that takes time, and you can have you can make a song in 1 week, just piece by piece. Even if you are not inspired for this piece, you do it because sometimes you get mathematical when you start to work in loop. I work with digital programs. But in the live show is the true stuff because you are making the scene, you are sweating, you are singing, you're yelling, you're dancing. It's the moment when you can express the stuff. And every time that you make the live, you learn something about the song. You learn more. The song gonna start to improve. And that is so important. But that's the live is for me the main important, and it's what it is. It's the live shows.
Well, we hope everybody will come up and listen to the jam session. It's going to be a really vibrant musical presentation. And I thank you so much for joining me on Masterclass here at the Morgan State University.
Amazing pleasure, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cimafunk. If you don't mind, we want to spend just 3 minutes. If anyone has any questions particularly that they would like to ask this excellent guest that we have. Does anyone have any special questions? See, everybody knows you and just can't wait to hear the music. Thank you so much. We got one, so we didn't get away.
Sorry. Watching the videos, I noticed that you didn't have a flute playing with you. What's up with the flute?
What? Flute? One more flute? Flauta? No, I don't.
That sounds nice.
I would like to play some instrument, but I'm not good with the music theory. I don't play nothing. I cannot learn. I don't know.
I watched you online 2 weeks ago from New Orleans.
Yeah.
What was it like going to New Orleans, the cradle of...
Yeah, it was amazing. The Tipitina, the energy of the place was super good. And we play also, we share the stage with Soul Rebels. It's a brass band, and we pass a great time together. We learn a lot. It was a week learning full time. Yeah, it was a tremendous experience. And it's really, really similar to Cuba also, New Orleans. So it was like a home.
Yeah.
I guess as you come to the United States, when you think about all the artists past, what was your favorite artist? I guess you took all of them, that you really, I know you talk about James Brown.
Yeah.
When you think about the modern day artists, anyone that stands out?
The artist, I don't know. I think that I don't know. I only hear I mostly hear old music all the time. So. And for now, at the moment, I think that I like what Kendrick Lamar is doing. I really like what he's doing. The groove I have in the beats, and I don't know, the old ones mostly.
The old masters.
I noticed that you had one female, and she was playing
Trombone.
And I'm wondering, well, about her in the group and how are female artists in Cuba in general?
Yeah. No, we have two trombones, two girls in trombones. The other is in Europe. She couldn't come with us, but it's a lot of musicians, a lot of female musicians in Cuba. Now we put other girl that she play the steel. I don't know, the from Trinidad and Tobago, the steel, and they're super talented. Hilaria is she have the sound of all people. No, she's super young. She didn't graduate yet, but the sound that she have in Cuba, everybody knows because she sound like an old people, like an old player. But I'm lucky. Yeah.
Like the brass and trombone, I was a trombone player.
Yeah.
It just seemed like the Cuban sound, old staccato brass, is just something going before them. Do you think people rob themselves in this country because they don't use enough brass in the rhythms?
¿Cómo? Pero ¿cómo fue? Because I don't understand the last one. If I see?
Yeah, he was talking about in this country. Do you think that we are kind of missing out on the big brass sound that most of the Cuban music has?
No. But you have it. You know, like you have all the brass. You have here full. You have even more than us because you have a whole city, all one town that they play hard everywhere. Because New Orleans is too much. It's a lot with this. The difference is that the rhythm is I discovered that the rhythm is different because in Cuba it's more like a and I hear it more like this kind of that stuff. But you have a lot of horns here.
We're going to stop for a while as we prepare for the jam session. We're going to let you view some more of the great video we have. Our guest, Cimafunk, performing live in his hometown.
Oh, wow.
Thank you so much, brother.
That's it.
Appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
What a pleasure.
Great pleasure, man.